Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this episode we got a new project. Now this is going to be for my wife, and I didn't really want to buy anything for the moment because I was trying to catch up with stuff around the Mustang, clean up, sell a few things that's kind of in the way, get rid of a bunch of stuff, throw it away, whatever, just so we can have a cleaner area to work on the Mustang. And then I was going to move it to under the tent to start sanding and doing some primer work. And then this project came up and it was a little bit too hard to pass up. So let's see what we got and how much damage we have to work with. Alright, and here's what I picked up. Yes, it's a minivan, but we got two kids, we go biking sometimes, we have a bunch of toys, so it's something that we need. And the Prius just doesn't do it for the wife a lot of times because she has a flower business, and when she does like a wedding or whatever, it's pretty hard to fit stuff in the Prius, obviously. So a lot of times we have to rent a van to actually get some stuff done with her business. This is the damage on the back. It's not that bad. I'm gonna need the reinforcement, bumper cover, and the new hatch. But that's pretty much, I think that's pretty much it. So we're gonna see, hoping there's not gonna be any body damage, but there might be a little bit, but it doesn't seem like there's gonna be a lot of damage with the exception of the reinforcement bar. Now the front is the big one. Now I dealt with big damages before, but I don't like buying things that have a potential of hitting the engine. And I think this might be the perfect spot to might have missed the engine, but I would know until I actually start removing a bunch of these parts. It's not a horrible damage, and actually the airbags didn't deploy. I'm gonna guess because it's such a sharp damage that it probably missed one of the sensors. I think there's probably two sensors, one here somewhere, one here. And usually you never have a accident something that sharp. And my guess is going to be it was probably a trailer hitch, like one of those trailer balls on the hitch, and basically hit the reinforcement here, slipped, and hit everything else. So it's a bad hit because it's sharp, but I'm kind of hoping that it didn't damage anything on the engine. So before I bid on this van, I made sure there's kind of a open space right here where the damage is, and it seems like it's gonna be okay, I think. And the airbags didn't deploy, and nothing deployed on the seats or the roof panels, and I think it's gonna be nice and good for the wife. And since we have two kids, this would be perfect right here. You can have a third person in the middle. The back seats fold down flat with the floor, so if we don't need it, we don't need it. We can just transport something bigger in the back. And obviously it has some comfort features for the kids and all the good stuff. So this is like a touring model. It's kind of like a limited in the Toyota world. So it's kind of one of those top of the line. I think there's a touring elite, so this one's just under the top of the line model, and I think this would be good for the wife. All right, so let's go ahead and start removing some of the stuff on the front and see how the damage is behind all this mess. Alrighty, let's go. Alright guys, here we go. Here's what we got with the van so far. Now here are the parts that I took off from the front. This headlight is good. A bunch of the plastics are broken, obviously. This headlight is bad. And then here's what we got on the front here. Now on the front, this damage was directly from this point on straight into the engine, and then this is where it took most of the hit. Now I went through the radiator, through the condenser, and pretty much punctured the whole thing all the way through. Broke the fan, went all the way through the fan, through the motor, and it broke all that stuff up right here. And then it went and straight into the starter. So the starter took most of the hit, and it pretty much just fell apart. The bracket broke right here, and it hit this pipe, which is the EGR pipe, I believe, and that goes down to the exhaust right there. So I'm gonna replace that piece of pipe, starter, and I'm hoping it didn't damage anything else. I was looking around here and there, didn't see any more cracks anywhere else. So looking from here, it doesn't seem to be like there's any more damage. I was just hoping that it didn't break the head or crack the head or anything else major like that, or the transmission. That would have been pretty bad too. So I'm hoping that when I take off the starter, there's not going to be any kind of cracks behind the starter, because that could very well be a possibility if, let's say, this cracked and then the force transferred to the back, start cracking stuff behind there. Measured the angles from this corner to that corner, and from this frame rail to that corner right there, and so far everything exactly where it should be. I will later measure the vertical height of it, but the only damage on the frame rail is this little area right here. So because the reinforcement bar kind of was pushed in and down, so the bolts on this side pulled it down just a little bit, and that's what twisted this little edge right here, which is not a big deal. I can hammer that out, straighten that out, but I'll be working on that once I find a complete radiator support reinforcement, because it's a one big piece that goes pretty much all the way around. You got a pretty much big square, and then you got these ends that go to the aprons on the right and left. So I'm gonna buy the whole piece, one big piece. That way I'm gonna put it in, and it's gonna be nice and straight, and that's gonna show me what else might need to be adjusted. But before I start drilling out the reinforcement, I'm gonna actually put a strap on this, on the front here, and I'm gonna pull it forward, just so I can get it away from the engine, and maybe push some of the stuff back, because I'm gonna guess that because of this hit, it pulled this corner in, and maybe this corner in as well. But like I said, I won't know until I actually remove this radiator support and get a new one, and then start fitting that in. But so far on the front, it's not horrible, and if it's just a starter, that's already like 50 bucks, 60 bucks, so it's not a big deal. All right, let's take a look what's going on in the back. Now on the back actually is looking a lot better than I expected. I was expecting this corner to be pushed in and crumbled in, but so far the way the damage was, it pretty much hit the tail, the lift gate, and then seems like the car probably pushed under. It hit the bumper, hit the reinforcement, and kind of pushed under, and then it pushed in the floor just a little bit right there. Alright, let's take a look on the inside, what's going on there. And I finally charged the battery, so everything's good, so everything's working now as far as doors and everything, so it's not that bad of a hit. It didn't really bend this at all, just the outer skin part, but obviously I'm just going to buy the whole new piece. I'm not going to try to fix this, you know, the skin part. I'm not going to worry about that. So, but as far as this area goes, it didn't go in, maybe a tiny bit, but it didn't go in as much as I thought it was going to go in a lot more. This part is good, and basically the bump is, this is the bump area underneath the floor. So I'm gonna have to remove the plastics, remove the carpet, and then start hammering that down. And if it's not perfect, it's not a big deal, whatever, it's just a little trunk compartment. The good thing is that nothing else went as far as the body of the van, so none of this stuff was pushed in. The only thing that got damaged is the bumper reinforcement, which I'll replace, and then the floor got a nice little dent on the bottom, which I'll hammer out, straighten down, and that's going to be good. And my other worry was to make sure that nothing bent over here, so the door closes nice and good. Let's find out, and it should be closing pretty good. Here we go. Yep, good. And let's see, the gaps are a little bit, it's a tiny bit off here. It's a little bit smaller gap here because probably the lift gate shifted over just a little bit. And this side has a little bit bigger gap right here, and that's because it just kind of, you know, bent, shifted, who knows. So, but I think it's going to be, if I just get a new tailgate, new lift gate, it's just gonna install just fine, and there's not going to be need of any kind of pulling or framework or anything like that on the back. All right, so that's that. The back is pretty easy fix. The reinforcement is about $100. Bumper is about $200. I'm gonna try my best to find the same color bumper so I don't have to paint it. If I try, you know, for a week or so and I can't find the same color, I'll just buy whatever color I can find for the cheapest price, and then I'll keep looking for the correct color, and then once I find the correct color, then I'll sell the one I find and install on here. I just want to get this van done as soon as possible with whatever colors I can find, and then keep looking for the gray colors, because I do not want to repaint stuff. It just never goes well. Stuff never matches. You gotta blend stuff. It's just not worth it. I might even keep this tailgate on the way it is because it closes. There's no issues. So I don't see. I guess I'll just keep on looking to see if when I can find a gray one, then I'll buy it. But for now, it closes, lines up good, no issues, nothing's broken. So that's actually good to go for now. But the bumper I need to find, and the reinforcement I need to find for sure. So yeah, guys, this is what we got right now, and my first priority is going to be to find the radiator reinforcement, because then I can actually start drilling out the old reinforcement and start welding in the new one, and then starter, radiator, condenser, radiator fans, all that good stuff. And then if I can find, like I said, like I did the same thing on the back, if I can find the exact colors within a week or so, then I'll buy them, and if not, then I'll buy whatever colors I can find from the front, like the fender, the front bumper. Actually, the front bumper, it's not that bad. I'm gonna zip tie some of the cracks and just put that on until I find the correct color. But for the fender, if I'm gonna try for a week. If I can't find this gray color, then I'm gonna install whatever. Same thing for the hood. I'll find whatever I can. If I can't find my color, the color that I need, I'll find, install whatever, and then that way I'll get this van ready to go, put together, and then we can actually use it and drive it until I find the correct colors that I need. Alright guys, so that'll be it for part 1 on this project. I know I'm a little bit off track on my Mustang builds. There's always something new that comes up, but I think this is going to be a quick easy fix, as long as I can get the parts right away. And I'll put all the prices down below so you guys can see how much I paid, how much in fees, how much transportation, all that stuff, and you guys can get an idea of how much stuff like this goes on auctions. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.